Yo guys, what is up? I'm very excited. Today I'm doing a video that is not super typical to my channel, but I kind of want to switch it up, and I've had a couple questions about some of my helmet setup. So today we're going to be talking about helmets, specifically what I run, why I run it, why I set up the way it's set up, and then my recommendations for anybody looking to build a helmet setup. So get right into it. So the first helmet we're going to talk about is this one here. So let me scoot this over. So this here is my current setup. This is the one I run currently for most of my gameplay. It is a hard-headed veteran 8 bump helmet. It is non-ballistic. Now, one of the reasons why I choose most of the time to go the non-ballistic route is because typically ballistic helmets are very heavy, and for anyone who's ever worn one before, they know that it puts a lot of pressure on your neck, and it can get kind of annoying and painful to keep heavy helmet setups on for an extended period of time. Also, I don't really have a need for ballistic helmets, and they're also just very expensive. A lot of the really good options out there, Team Wendy. Team Wendy's very expensive. You're going to be paying about $1,000 at least for just the helmet. But this one is just a bump helmet. Very lightweight, but still pretty good quality. So, like I said, it's made by Hardhead Veterans. Hardhead Veterans is based here in Texas, I believe. And the company's been great. I had really good experiences with them. The item here, the helmet, was, it's going to be more expensive than your average Airsoft helmet, but for an actual practical use helmet, the pricing is pretty good. And then they do a lot to take care of the customers. One thing I really appreciated was when I got the helmet, about a week after, they sent me a handwritten letter just saying thank you. And for me as a customer, that meant a lot. It made me feel like they cared about me, and they cared that the product got here and was in good condition and everything like that. So can't recommend the helmet enough. But the one thing I had to adapt on this helmet was the arc rails on here. They use an M-lock system, which is all fine and dandy, but it took some getting used to, and none of my other helmet accessories that I had previously were M-lock compatible. So I had to kind of hunt for some rail adapters for those, but they were relatively cheap, and I believe Hardhead Veterans actually carries the Picatinny rail adapters for their M-lock system. But yeah, so I guess we'll go straight into some of the bigger items on this helmet. Comms. So as far as comms go, I'm running OpsCore amps. I think this is about as good as it gets, unless you you pay for some really high-end contacts or Peltors. But these OpsCore amps are phenomenal. I love them so far. Super comfortable. They look great. Build quality is great. They can get pretty pricey, but for really high-end professional comms, this is a very good system. I have the OpsCore amp arm rail adapters from TNVC. If you guys haven't seen these, I absolutely love these. It allows the headset to flip out. You can see there. And then you can swivel it and store the headset at the back of the helmet. And you can do it with both sides. So that's one of the reasons why I really love the system. But also, if you're in a situation where it's hot, or so you're trying to listen to something, you don't have to fully remove the headset away. You can just kind of pull it out like this, and you still get enough sound out of these headsets, even where it's sitting like this, you still are able to hear it. And then it just snaps right back in. And I have those obviously on both sides. And then here on this side is the actual microphone portion of it. And then this cable was also one thing to consider if you're going to be getting an OpsCore amps. The down leads are very expensive. I mean, this down lead was $200, and it did not come with a headset. So, and it just depends on which one you want. They have, I forget all the names, but they have a mono binaural just a I may be saying it wrong, guys. So I may be butchering it. But the down leads are typically pretty expensive, but very good quality. I'm also running my Hardhead Veterans patch here that they sent me for free. I don't currently have any night vision on here. I do have a Rhino mount. I actually have a set of dual PVS 14 tubes that I hope to be putting on here soon. I just don't have the right hardware yet. And then also I'll need to get an additional G24 mount in order to properly mount that, now the Rhino. But for now, we're just rocking the mount. Right here we have a Montastrobe. Got this one off, I believe, Amazon. Or no, I believe I bought this off TNVC with a lot of the other accessories I got. Super cool strobe, pretty well built, really simple to use, not much to say about it. Show you guys a shot of it. Show it to this camera. Back here we have the TNVC Mark 1 Gen 2 Mohawk. You can see that runs all the way along there. Really nice system. I love this thing a lot. It's built really well. The ergonomics of it are fantastic. I have currently a PVS battery back here, but no PVS, but that is mounted on the helmet. So you guys can kind of see what it looks like. And then back here, you can get the option to have a PVS battery storage back here, but I chose just the counterweight system. So I do have counterweights in here. You can also store batteries, AA's, I think maybe AAA's, and then I have a couple chem lights attached down under here. Effectively, the only other thing I have in here, guys, is this Princeton Tech switch light. I don't know if I'm shining in the right place. See that? It's a green light. So it also has just a standard flashlight on it too. So I run that on that side. And then on this side, I actually plan to have a configuration. This is why this is railless here. I have a plan to do a configuration to run my GoPro here. Right here, I just have the standard pads they put in the Hardhead Veterans helmets. Nothing super special. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's really about it for this helmet. And my Princeton Tech just fell off. It's very nice. Okay, this helmet is by far my most expensive helmet build. Coming in right at about $1,500 to $2,000, somewhere in that range. I think it's probably a little bit closer to $2,000. Helmet itself was in the $300 range, and then the Ops Core amps were, after I got the down lead and the arms and the actual headset, it ended up costing me about $1,500 just for the comms. So yeah, I'd say we're pushing probably around that $3,000 area, and that's not including the hopefully PVS 14s I'll have on here very soon. That'll automatically bump this up to close to a $5,000 helmet. Something else to keep in mind too is it's non-ballistic. So if you go ballistic route, you're going to add another $1,000 onto that. So helmets are kind of a hard thing because sometimes everything from here up is usually extremely expensive. So yeah, we'll switch off of this. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about this helmet. Next one we're going to talk about is this one here. Let me give you guys a good look at this. This one is not 100% complete either, but it is just about where I want it. Here is a Crye Precision airframe. Now, it's not an actual Crye. It is an Airsoft brand, but I will say that this is probably one of the most well-built Airsoft brand helmets I've ever seen in my life. Usually they're really cheap and from China, and you know. But I actually got this secondhand, so unfortunately I don't know the brand. I don't know where it was purchased from. But very sturdy helmet nonetheless. But it is an airframe. I currently have an M81 large airframe cover. This is for a loadout impression that I'm working on currently. So yeah, very happy with this. This M81 cover for this helmet was a pain in the ass to actually get, but it finally showed up. It fit pretty well. I actually had to modify it a little bit, but it worked pretty well. On the back here, we just have some standard goggles. Nothing really special about these goggles. These are actually loaner goggles. My good goggles I keep stored away. I don't really take them out that often. These will sit on the helmet for display because they're like 20 bucks. So yeah. As far as Mohawk, on here I have an I always mess up the name. It's Aglite or Agilite. What did I call it? I don't know if there's an actual model name for it, but it is their model. Agilite right there. It's on the brand. I'll show this camera, maybe able to zoom in on that. But yeah, their Mohawk system. It's actually really nice because on the TNVC, it just has the back part that comes up, and then it just stops right here. Agilite it goes up, and then it has wings that expand all the way down to here, and then same on the other side. They expand all the way down to the arc rail adapter. So gives you a lot of mounting options. Back there, I have Nod battery for these GPNVG18s. These are, I don't think I have to say this, but they are replicas. I don't have 40 grand to go out and buy a real set of GPNVG18s. So yeah, these are definitely just fakes that I got off Evite for like 50 bucks. But I wanted to see how they looked on the helmet. Somewhere down the road, I would love to own a pair, much like other people. But I have the battery pack back there, as well as a chem light mounted here on the bottom as well. I'm always a big fan of light. I think that it's always important to have alternative light sources on you, so I keep chem lights on every single one of my plate carriers, every single one of my helmets. I have a couple miscellaneous patches on here, but nothing crazy. Outside of that, guys, I'm actually planning on getting some kind of a flashlight for this helmet as well. I like the Surefire scout lights that go on the side. They attach somewhere right around here. They're very nice, but they're also very expensive. So I don't know. But I would like to get some kind of flashlight system for this. Oh, and also for comms. So this is funny. You can see this dangling down here. So these are placeholder comms. They're just an Airsoft brand of comms, replica contacts. They work. They're great, but they are very cheap, and that's why the mic portion of it is actually hanging off because for some reason it won't stay clipped on here. No matter how well I try to do it, it just kind of comes off. So these are placeholder comms. I would actually like to get some high quality comms. But for now, they look great. I'll probably end up running with the same system that's on it now. I like the rail adapters for this helmet here for the Ops Core amps, but it's an expensive system. I want things to kind of be different between helmet setups. So that leads us to our last helmet build we're going to look at. This is a Misc 2000 replica. It is non-ballistic. I do not know what brand it is. I got it secondhand as well. So unfortunately, I cannot tell you exactly what brand it is. But Misc 2000 style helmet, custom paint job. The paint job in here was done by the previous owner, but it actually, in my opinion, came out really, really well. It's just shitty enough to look real. But yeah, I would love to do some kind of an impression kit on this too, but for right now, this helmet's kind of taken a back seat to a couple of my other builds. But I guess we can run through some of the stuff on here. So nothing too crazy. So this cross beam right here, this elastic band that crosses here, came with the Agilite Mohawk, but it was an extra one. So I decided just to utilize it on here. It helped me retain the dummy MS 2000 on here. Just kind of added some more depth. Right here we have another pair of shitty goggles. These actually used to be my previous main pair of goggles, but I decided to stop using them because the headband broke. Right here we have a counterweight system. I do not know which brand. I believe I got it off Airsoft GI, and I think they still have them in stock. So it's whatever they carry. But this is a counterweight system. Nothing on this rail here. On this side, though, we have a Surefire. It's actually a pistol flashlight. I was really just curious to see if this would mount properly to the helmet and if it was, functional and practical. It actually works really well. So you just use a Picatinny arc rail adapter, and then you just put the flashlight on there. It works pretty good. Outside of that, we have a couple patches. We do have a Rhino mount, and these are dummy PVSs as well. I would love to get real night vision, but as we all know, it's a very expensive commodity. But yeah, dummy PVS 14s with the Rhino mount. I think this looks pretty sick on this system here. But yeah, that's about it for this helmet. I think I forgot to mention too, on this helmet we've got a dummy PVS, or not PVS, a dummy MS 2000 as well here on top. I actually do have a couple real MS 2000s, but I think one of my buddies has them right now. I think he was using them for a separate video, so I think he has them right now. But I don't mind the dummy ones as much, and I don't mind the Manta strobes either. I think they make great strobes as well. But yeah, guys, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to give a quick overview of my helmet setups and everything. I've had some questions on them, so I want to kind of go into depth and explain everything and maybe help some of you guys out who are trying to build your own helmets out. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Hit me up, YouTube, Instagram. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. See you next time.